Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Krusty back with another video, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you guys my weekly breakdown analysis as the pairs that I'm looking at to trade for the week coming of January 23rd all the way to January 28th. Yeah, the 28th. So with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below so that way you guys can see any and all future videos related to this one. Alongside with that, if this video does help you out in any way, shape, or form, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. It'll mean the absolute fucking world to me. And aside from that, let's just get straight into the breakdown. I'm really only interested in just about 4 pairs for the week, and we're just going to go ahead and just start off with gold just because of the fact that I have already pulled up. So looking into gold right now, you can see that gold has been in a bullish run ever since price obviously gave us this big retracement right here. You can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we just continued on and we broke past these levels of resistance, but price never came back and gave us that retest. So what does price do? We consolidate a little bit throughout here. I think this was the month of December where it was just extremely choppy to trade, and price was just consolidating, and price breaks out of this trading range right around this general area. So you can see I can clearly box up this general area right here of price not moving throughout that entire period of December. So after price broke out of that range, what does price do? It comes back down, retraces, and give us a retest of previous resistance, now acting as some sort of support. And not only that, but we see the break in structure, and now we are continuing and confirming our bullish run, right? So coming over here, you can see the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gets a little bit interesting here. It cracks below these lows, but it couldn't quite retest and basically hold this previous level of support as a resistance. So what does price do? Comes back up, tests our weekly resistance level, comes back down, forms a new higher low, higher high, higher low, and look at where we're at right now. We are pre-testing previous resistance, now acting as some form of support. So the next thing that I really want to expect off of gold is for one more pullback to the downside, maybe like a little bit of a stop hunt right around this general area. I know a lot of people, if they are aggressive, they put their buy positions right around that general area, put their stops right down below, and typically gold is very notorious for going down and going for your stops, right? So I'm still waiting to get an entry down on this weekly level. I want to get price down to basically in this general area right here. If price can tap this general area right down here, I am golden to try and look for a position down there. But until then, if I don't get that, literally the next thing I'm going to be waiting for on gold is for a breakout out of this specific general area right here, a retest of previous resistance, to then act as some form of support to then continue back up to target these highs. So price either gives us that little wick-in entry right down here below, it fills in a little bit more of a gap to then continue back up and give us the most optimal entry, or price just breaks out of this general area and gives us a retest to then target these highs right here, and then target these highs right here, and then so on and so forth. And if you really want to swing it all the way up to 2000, but until then, we're just gonna have to be patient and wait for some sort of a retracement until that area if we can get it. But that's really gold, very simplified, very easy. Not only will we basically get that general area of confirmation right there, break and retest, but if I were to drop my Fibonacci level right here, we are within our golden zone. So just a little bit more patience. If price wants to maintain above that general area right there, if you want to be an aggressive trader, definitely wait till session to take an entry so that then you can continue back up with the uptrend on gold. But that's the analysis on gold. Let's go ahead and look into AUDUSD. AUDUSD looks very interesting right here. I remember in the last weekly breakdown video, I wanted to take shorts after price came back up and retested this general area right here. You can see some form of a very sloppy head and shoulders. Alongside with this, you can see a little bit of a bullish run right here. You can see the left shoulder, you can see the head, and then you can see the right shoulder right here starting to form. And what is price doing now? We are breaking just below the neckline of the head and shoulders right here. We close below it, and now all I really want is for price to fill in this gap of price right around this general area on the daily level. You can see there is no wick fill within this general area, and if you look back at previous history, what does price typically do after some form of a big candlestick like that? We come back for the retracement, fill in a little bit of wick right around this general area. You can see there is a lot of missing price between this wick right here and this wick right down here. So next thing that I'm expecting is for price to just basically give us some sort of a wick fill from this wick right here all the way down to this wick, maybe a 50%, maybe something along those lines right there. So I'm really just waiting for some form of retracement. My most optimal entry within this general area would be right along this general structure of support and resistance right here. So if price can come back up, give us a retest on this general area, I am golden to go ahead and take shorts on this position. Not only do we have the structural start of the downtrend, we got the lower high, lower low, lower high, and now we are basically forming the lower low. We did close below this general area right here, so you can classify this as a lower low. So all I'm waiting for is for price to give us that new lower high, and I want it to basically come back up to this general area to then continue back on to the downside to all the way to 0.7 thousand, right? So that's going to be my overall target right there. Until then, we're just going to have to wait and be patient on this. Alongside with that, we do have a Fibonacci entry as well. If I were to put my fibs all the way down here, we line up with our golden zone between our 50% pocket and our 38% pocket. So I really want to wait for an entry right along that general area. So very simple on AUDUSD, very simple on gold, literally just waiting for the retracement back up, a little bit of wick fill, and waiting till session to basically take our entry. So now moving on to GU, it's the same exact thing as just AUDUSD as gold. I'm waiting for some form of a retracement. Gold literally came back up and retapped our psychological level of 1.37500, and we absolutely just melted beyond that point. I remember calling the signal out in the signal room right here, and some people are still holding the swing setup as we speak. I called it out all the way up here. We broke this little channel that we were starting to form. After the channel broke, we literally just absolutely melted, and I do have a video on this on how I made $22,000 within this trade alone. So if you guys have not seen that video, go ahead and check it out. It's somewhere in my channel, my most recent video. I feel like you guys can get a lot of golden nuggets within that. I talk about why I took this entry, my reasoning behind it, how I chilled my stops, why I took a skeleton entry right here, so on and so forth, right? So if you guys are interested in that, definitely be sure to check it out. But the next thing that I'm really waiting for on GU is for some sort of retracement back up into this previous level of support to then act as resistance. And if we don't get that, that's my entry number 2. My entry number 1, my first entry, if this were to basically get activated, I'd want price to basically come along this general area right here. So you can see some sort of resistance, some form of support, resistance, a little bit of resistance, support, and then some sort of resistance, right? So I would want price to come back up, give us that retest, previous level of support, act as resistance, also a break and retest level, to then continue a short position from here down to our next psychological level of 1.35 thousand. And if we get stopped out in this entry, my next entry would be right along this general area right here. I'm not bullish until price basically breaks above the 1.36 300 area and can hold above. Until then, I am a bear on GU, I am a bear on AUD, and on gold I am a bull, which is very, very weird. People say that the DXY and gold go together, but honestly, obviously gold should be melting right now, but it's not. So I just play it by how I see it. I don't really like any fundamentals. All I like to trade is just technicals. But with GU, some sort of retracement back up. Not only that, we get our break and retest, we get fibs, we got a lot of different confluences to go ahead and take the short within this general area, right? So that's for GU. Now looking into GJ. The biggest thing that I'm waiting for on GJ is, yet again, just another form of retracement. If you look at GU, it did tap our weekly level of resistance all the way up here and basically struggled to close above that general area. And soon after, what did it do? It broke out of the consolidation range that we were in. To the downside, you see a little bit of a retest within this general area. I also called this short out in my signal room as well. And price hit overall targets of a 1 to 5%, also making us about 250 pips, 275 pips down below, which is very, very, very crazy of a trade to take, right? But that's that. The next big thing that I'm waiting for is for price to basically give us the retracement back up to previous resistance, support, to then act as some form of a new resistance to then come back down. This would be our TP1, TP2, and if you really want to swing this trade all the way down to our next weekly level, which I'd have to draw out, but it'd basically be right along this general area right here. You can see a lot of resistance, and then support around along there. So that's basically the entire breakdown. Very simple, very easy. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to join the Discord down below. I have it linked down below. And also, if you guys want to have access into my signal room, I am having a promo live right now, so go ahead and take access into that. But aside from that, if you guys have any questions at all, if you guys want to get any one-on-one calls with me, be sure to message me in my Discord, and I will do the best that I can to hop on a call with you whenever I have time. I want to see you guys, each and every single one of you guys, succeed throughout the year of 2022. Guys, remember, you never fail in trading unless you give up. The day that you give up on trading is the day that you fail. But right now, if you're going through the trial and the error, it's all a part of the process. And the cost of your tuition, basically the cost to learn trading, could be either be extremely expensive or extremely cheap. With that being said, it's just the amount of accounts that you blow, your risk management, all of that stuff. As long as your risk management and everything is completely solid and you're risking 1%, 2% per trade, and you have that set in stone, then there's no doubt in my mind that you'll be a profitable trader within this year. And also, if you're taking any funded accounts, or you do have a funded account, there's no doubt in my mind that you can make 6 figures alone this year. There's a lot of potential when it comes to trading. It is a long-term game. Don't think of this as a short-term game, a get-rich-quick thing. It is not like that. But yeah, that's really the only little tips that I could give you guys right now. That's what popped up off the top of my head. But if you guys have any questions at all, like I said, be sure to reach out to me on Discord. If you guys did get any value off of this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below, and also subscribe so that way you guys can see any and all future videos related to this one. I will see you guys in the next breakdown video. Peace.